Got a 77 F150 custom with the 300 straight six. As you can hear, it runs great. Just started it up a few minutes ago, but she runs really good. It's a 3-speed manual. It originally was a column shift, of course, but the previous owner put a floor shift in, which I've completely rebuilt, and shifts great now. Of course, here's all the lights here. I had to do all the work to the lights and the blinkers, as well as the tail lights and the blinkers back here as well. I just have the lights on now. All the lights work. Got a good battery in it. Brand new ground strap. It's got the 1 barrel. Rebuilt the carburetor. Eliminated quite a few exhaust leaks that it had. Has a fresh oil change. Trying to think of anything else down here that has been done. Rebuilt everything on the hood. The hood had 2 broken hood hinges. I got replacement hinges for that, as well as the latch and the spring here. All of this had been disassembled. I reassembled that. The front bumper, somebody had painted it white, actually blue and white at some point, and I just removed all of that the best I could. I think it looks a lot better chrome. The wheels were repainted, and the center caps are cleaned up. All 4 of these tires have excellent tread, but they are dry, so if somebody was going to daily drive this, more likely I would replace the tires. But it's a shame, because this truck apparently sat a little bit at some point with these tires, but they have really good tread all the way around. It's Goodyear Wranglers, so if you're just gonna make an occasional trip to the dump, they would actually do great. As far as the inside of the truck, I have a set of replacement mirrors. These little guys here are worthless. I don't know why they were put on here, but that's not the original truck mirrors. But I have forward mirrors that can be put on here. They just need to be drilled and tapped to be installed, but I'm gonna put those with the truck. The headliner was damaged pretty bad because the windshield seal is in rough shape, and I'll show you that in a second. But I did pull all the trim out, as well as the sun visors, and respray them the original color. And then I used a piece of board and replaced the headliner and just did the flag there. That obviously will come off if you decide you don't want it, but I do like that. I did put a brand new seat cover on it. The seat's actually in good shape. I think it might have had like 1 tear in it, but I don't know, just gives it a bit of a cleaned up look to put that on there. I got a couple 6x9s behind the seat that actually sound pretty good. It's got a Pioneer CD deck, AM FM CD player that I have wired up to those 2 6x9s. I also have wires ready to go in each door for the door speakers. If somebody hooks them up, they're already wired to the radio and ready to go. All you have to do is install the speakers and wire them up, and they're good. I've replaced the entire steering column. Whoever previous owner of the truck destroyed the column, basically. Destroyed the 3-speed shifter. There was no guts in it except for the actual shaft, and it was literally impossible to steer. So I sourced this column out of a 78 Ranger XLT. That's why it's got this little piece of plastic here, but I do have the matching color piece here if you'd want to replace it. But that was completely rebuilt. It steers, it's super rigid, it steers great now. There's no play in it whatsoever. And because this actually not being on the column, I had to wire up a set of reverse lights, so I just got them wired up here. And if you come back here, you'll see that you have reverse lights, so those work. See if the horn works. Yep, horn works. So that wasn't wired up when I got it. That works now. And this tack wasn't working when I got the truck. All the wiring was here. So that's working good. Unfortunately, because it's a custom, there's no air conditioning, but the heat does work really well. The gas gauge is one of the few things on this truck that doesn't work correctly. It does actually move a little bit. You can see it's just to the right of empty right now. It should be close to a half a tank in it, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Like I said, it does move some. I did reground the sending unit underneath the truck, but it didn't help. I cleaned up the shifter here. I don't have this plate mounted yet, but I had to fabricate a steel plate underneath of this mat, so I didn't mount that yet because just in case, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just wanted to leave that for now. This floor mat wasn't in here originally. Somebody was nice enough to hook me up with that. The floors don't have holes. They had some surface rust, but no holes, just a couple like little holes, but literally nothing that was necessary to cut the floors out. So I put a treatment on the surface rust it's basically a rust inhibitor to keep that from progressing, and then we put the floor mat in just to kind of clean it up a little bit. This is what I'm talking about with the windshield. The windshield will need to be replaced, this is probably the bigger reason is because of the seal. It has a huge gap in a few spots, and this is where water was getting in. That's why the headliner was bad, and that's why the floors were starting to surface rust. But this keeps about 90% or so of the water coming in. It still has a slight drip, but I did get a quote at the local glass repair shop that will do this for about 200 bucks. But there's only a handful of things on here that won't pass inspection, but because it's a 77, you can put antique tags on this truck and drive it. The windshield won't pass. The tires more than likely won't pass because of the dryness, and they're not severely dry rotted, but they're dry enough that they probably won't pass. I'm not exactly sure about the exhaust. It has exhaust, as you can hear, but there's no tailpipe coming out the side. I don't know if there is a thing with inspection on that, but that's about the only things I think that won't pass inspection on this truck. It won't take a whole lot to get the interior straight, really. Just a couple door panels to finish the doors, and then you can get these weather stripping, and they actually go on and off pretty easily. I did it on my other 77, and you can get these on like rockauto.com, but basically just wanted to pass it along and let somebody else kind of finish up the deal. I did clean up this dash bezel. They painted that blue to kind of like the outside of the truck, so I kind of redid it, so that looks a lot better. Other than that, I think that's about it on the inside. It does need one of these on the other side because I had to get this one from a junkyard, but it probably wouldn't hurt to get a couple new ones online if somebody wanted to do that. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. That's the gas tank. That's like a auxiliary tank that you can install. It doesn't have that tank on here, but it has the provision on there. I think most of these trucks this year had the provision for 2, but didn't necessarily come with 2. So just keep that in mind. And overall, as you can see, the body is in pretty solid shape. There's one little tiny spot of rust that's kind of coming through here, but I will tell you that the pictures don't reflect it that well. Of course, you can see, this homemade paint job has been coming off ever since I brought it home. Luckily, there's nothing serious starting here. Somebody wants to get over here and at some point, whoever gets this truck and prime it or something just to kind of cover up some of these spots, or just drive it like it is. But there is some spots where somebody used a lot of Bondo. I don't know why. Usually when people use Bondo, they're covering up something. There you can see that's where I have the other mirror just like the other side, but I was gonna install those other mirrors until I realized I had to drill and tap new holes, so I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. But you can see that somebody caked it on pretty good right there, and a little bit right there where it looks like it was a little dent, but overall it's a really solid truck. It doesn't have a tailgate, as you can see, but I did source this bumper and painted it and installed it. It didn't have a bumper when I got it as well, but you can see the back of the bed is really solid, and You can tell there's no holes in the bed because when we've had a few of these rains, I've had probably 4 inches of rain settling in the back of this truck here. So there's no holes in this truck bed, so it's pretty solid. So I've rebuilt or worked on every single one of the tail light blinkers. I'll go ahead and cut them on just to show, but back when I first got this truck, none of the signals worked. And of course you can see that one works. That one works. I'm gonna cut it on the other side. We got that one working. Yeah, every one of the grounds on these blinkers were shot, and that one works. So like I said, she's really solid. I'm very impressed with the 300, but I have another 77 over there, so I can't drive 2 trucks, and so I've decided to let this one go. You can see this truck's been running now for about probably 10 or 15 minutes now, and still running just on the side of the cool side there. Truck's showing 53,000. Actually, I'm sorry. It's I guess it's showing 5,345 miles if I'm looking at that right. So I'm assuming that's at least 100. I doubt it's 200, but I don't have any way of proving that, obviously. But I have title in hand, and so if anybody's interested, should be going up for sale. I'm going to be probably putting it around 2,500 or best offer. So if anybody's interested, just let me know. Thank you.